What's going on, everybody? I'm Jordan Wheeler with RTR Vehicles, and in today's episode we're installing the RTR Grille with signature LED lighting on your 21 Plus Ford Bronco. Inside your box you'll find your Bronco RTR Grille, the Bronco RTR Modular Centerbar. This one is equipped with a front-facing camera, but is also available blank or with the LED light bar. Air deflector, hardware bag which includes RTR Grille badge, camera retainer bracket if applicable, zip ties, loop brackets, number 6 thread forming screws, number 8 1/2-inch thread forming screws, number 8 1-inch thread forming screws, and your installation instructions. As well as a second box that contains your 4-piece LED grille lighting and plug-and-play wiring harness. For this installation we're going to need an 8mm socket, 10mm socket, T15 Torx driver, T20 Torx driver, T30 Torx driver, extension, socket wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, locking pliers, and a body clip removal tool. Starting with the removal of the OEM grille, use your 8mm socket to remove the 4 airbox screws, along with the plastic rivet using a body clip removal tool. And remove the airbox lid and set it aside. Next, using the clip remover, remove the 8 plastic rivets in the core support to remove the radiator shroud and set it aside. Using the clip remover to free up the camera harness, disconnect and rotate it away from the washer hose. Using a pair of locking pliers, clamp the washer line shut. I covered the tip of these with tape not to damage the line. Squeeze the washer hose coupling and disconnect the washer hose. Now using a 10mm socket, remove the 4 bolts securing the grille to the core support. You may want to take a little bit of time to prepare the vehicle for grille removal by applying a protective layer of painter's tape on the bumper fascia. Then carefully pull the grille forward, away, and out of the vehicle. Setting the OEM grille face down on a covered work surface next to the RTR grille, use your clip remover to carefully remove the 12 trim clips from the back of the OEM grille and transfer it to the RTR grille tabs. Take your grille inserts and place them into their respective locations on the grille. The RTR lights are side specific and marked accordingly at the connector. When properly installed, the bottom of the lower LEDs will be under the trim clip tab. And using the supplied number 6 thread forming screws and a T15 Torx driver, secure the grille light to the grille. The OEM camera, harness, and washer line are all going to be reused with the RTR grille. Using your clip removal tool, pry the camera connector anchor out of the OEM grille, working your way towards the center, prying all the edge clip hose retainers and harness anchors out of the grille. Using a T30 Torx driver, remove the 3 screws in the camera retainer and remove the camera from the grille. Transfer the camera, hose, and harness assembly into the RTR center bar. When properly installed, the camera connector and hose will be pointing towards the RTR logo on the inside of the bar. Secure the camera to the center bar using the new RTR retainer and 2 of the OEM screws that you have previously removed. Feed the hose and harness into the opening in the RTR grille and slide the center bar over the opening. These 4 holes will not be used, nor will the 4 holes in this position on the driver's side. We'll be using the number 8 1-inch screws with our T20 Torx driver to secure the center bar to the grille. Then using the supplied number 8 1/2-inch screws, align the deflector on the upper portion of the grille and secure using a T20 Torx driver. You will not install screws in these 2 locations at this time. With the deflector in place, secure the washer hose to the grille in the open center hole using one of the supplied loop clamps and a number 8 1/2-inch screw. Route the harness and the hose along the top of the grille between the upper and lower mounting tabs. Then using the second loop clamp and the remaining number 8 1/2-inch screw, secure the washer hose to the grille in the remaining open hole. You can now feed the RTR lighting harness, large connectors first, into the vehicle through the openings between the grille shutter and the headlamps, and route the small connector side of the harness up and around both of the headlamps. Raise the grille up towards the vehicle and plug in the lower connectors into the grille lights, followed by the upper connectors into the grille lights. Then carefully slide the grille into place and check for any exposed wires before clicking into place. Using a 10mm socket, reuse the 4 OEM grill bolts to secure the RTR grill to the core support, and reconnect and secure the camera harness and the washer hose. Using your clip remover, pry the 2 lower fender liner fir tree anchors out of the frame, followed by the 3 plastic rivets from the front of the fender liner using your Phillips head screwdriver. With the liner pulled back, locate and disconnect the headlamp connector, then connect the OEM headlamp harness to the corresponding connector in the RTR harness, and the other RTR harness connector to the headlamp assembly, and tuck your harness, securing it with the provided zip ties. You can now re-secure your fender liner and reinstall the radiator shroud and the airbox lid. And finish it off by applying the RTR badge onto your newly installed RTR Bronco grill. The Bronco RTR Grille LEDs operate off the headlight switch, much like our Ranger or F-150 lights. These RTR lights, however, have 2 modes, high and low. With the parking lights on, they will be on high. With the headlights on, they will automatically dim into low. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope you found it informative and useful in the installation of your part. Make sure to head over to rtrvehicles.com for our full lineup of Bronco, Bronco Sport, and Mustang products. And while you're there, make sure to check out our gear, which is great for hitting the trails or while you're hanging out trackside. I'm Jordan Wheeler with RTR Vehicles, and I'll catch you on the other side of fun. Whoa!